From the Texas Cheerlickers Studios, it's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Yes. It's a lot of guys that I run hot and cold on. Guys that have characteristics that I like, that I relate to, but then they'll do things that are so jackassery. And then I wonder, am I like that? Like, there's a guy called Pat McAfee that I like.
He's grown on me. I didn't care for him at first because I found out he paid Aaron Rodgers $1 million, and I thought that was a cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
He did blow up and turn that $1 million into $100. But as I watched the show, he's grown on me, and I like him on game day because he lightens the mood.
That doesn't mean that he doesn't do dumbass things.
Oh, he
on
does
occasion.
some dumb shit.
He pushes the line, and I like it. But sometimes I don't like it. Last night, that was such a display.
I didn't see it.
But right before the game, they run him out. He's like the pride of Indiana now, you know.
Yeah, I don't watch the pregame yet.
They run him out there, and I'm rooting for the Pacers right now. I'm a Pacers fan for the next 2 weeks. And they run Pat McAfee out there last night before the game, and he's like on the mic. He's Flavor-Flavin' the crowd before the game starts. And of course, the Knicks have their celebrity fans that showed up last night in Indiana. I don't even know the name of the arena they play in. I forgot. Indiana Arena. Let's go.
Yeah, whatever.
The Pacers Dome. And so he's standing there, and he's like, Ben Stiller's here. And all the crowd's like, they start booing him. Timothy Chalamet is here. And all the crowd boos. Spike Lee is over there. And he's literally pointing these people out. And all the crowd just fucking booing him. He's like, let's send these sons of bitches home with an L.
That's a good bit.
It's just how did he become the pride
of the Pacers
of Indiana?
As a kicker.
He's the official hype man.
It's crazy. He's more popular doing this than he was as their kicker.
No one knew who the hell he was when he was their kicker.
No.
I never heard of him. I mean, I haven't played fantasy football in years. I guess maybe if I had not stopped playing fantasy football, I would have heard of him. I didn't know who Pat McAfee was till he started doing broadcasts. And so I run hot and cold on him. Anyway, I saw that this morning on the highlight reel and thought, God, he really hugs the line between cool guy and jackass.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what you have to do on
No,
occasion.
he does.
So welcome to a show that has a guy that does that too, I guess. Hi, everybody. It's episode
What's up, everybody?
334 of In the Building, live from the Texas Cheer Studios at Pub Sports Radio in Southtown. The audio disseminator is Jose Bouquet. I want to get right to it and get violent. It's Wednesday.
Let's get violent.
It's Wednesday, and we lead with Orlando. It is time, right, Jose? It's time to get violent. Right off the top on In the Building.
Now, it's time for People I Want to Punch on In the Building.
All right, so jump in here with the chat today. Tell us who you want to punch and why, but make sure you hit that like button. And certainly hit that subscribe button. If you watch this show every day and you're not a subscriber, I don't want to be mean to you, but god dang it, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free.
Nothing comes with it.
No. Yeah, we're not going to bother you. People are scared to click stuff, and I get that. I do. All right, you can also donate to our show via the Super Chat and the Buy Me a Coffee link that no doubt Jose will put on there. Members get in here and see all of our exclusive material for $4.99 a month, and the subscriptions are free here on Love You Hard TV. Also, check out our sisters, our brothers at Pub Sports Radio and Anthem TV. All right, anybody you want to punch today?
I got 2 punches.
All right.
One quick one, and we'll get it out the way because it is dark in here, so it's hard to see it.
Okay.
But punch Jose.
Okay.
Because for 2 days now, there's a fly in here that clearly isn't bothering him because he will not kill it or get it out of the gosh damn room. So punch Jose for not killing this fly.
I fought this fly. I've lost.
Oh, okay. So you have fought
ass.
it. Okay. So I haven't seen you trying to get it up out of here. It's driving me crazy. But I'm still going to punch you because this is your house. Second punch, I'm punching United Airlines. Their new policy says they will leave passengers who don't show up at least 45 minutes before departure. The old policy was 30, ending June 3rd. This seems like a money grab to me. Like 45 minutes is extreme. Like, it's not 10:30. Bleep happens. bleep happens. Sometimes you just, or God forbid, your layover's running late. Like if you've had that happen to you, you know how awful of an experience that is. Like, I was getting off of a plane once, and there was like some high level. No, it was a bunch of people coming from international flight. So they had to get off international people off of a whole other flight first. Then when they finally let us off, I get to the gate maybe 10 minutes before. The plane's sitting there, they have the damn gates closed. And that's a whole nightmare if you've ever been through that. So punch United Airlines for finding a way to make you have to pay for another flight or just screw up your whole day. 45 minutes, 30 is even pushing it, but 45 is a bit extreme. So punch United Airlines. I don't really fly with them anyway, and I definitely won't be now. I don't agree with that policy at all. So punch United Airlines. 45 minutes is stupid.
Man, as a frequent flyer and a frequent flyer of United.
Oh, so you do like United?
I don't like them. I just
they're good for Hawaii.
That's the airline that I normally get assigned to when I go on to Priceline.com and book my flight because I'm cheap, and I wind up getting a cheap ass flight through them. There's no way they're going to enforce this rule. You're going to tell me that if some celebrity shows up 38 minutes before a flight, not 45, you're going to tell him you can't get on? I think they're just saying this publicly to try to get people to hurry up.
It's kind of like telling your buddy, hey, our tea time's at 8, even though it's at 8:30.
It takes way too damn long to get on a flight anyway. Like, have you ever flown first class?
Never.
All right, if you do, they let you on first. Don't do it. If you don't like sitting on airplanes that go nowhere.
Sit there waiting
you
for
sit there
one,
for 45
2,
fucking minutes.
Yeah.
We go first class. Then we're going to do, people with disabilities. Then we're going to do little kids. Then we're going to do first responders and military. Then we're going to do group 1 and group 2 and group 3 and group 4 and group 5. And I normally take big planes because I go to Hawaii and it's full of people. From the time they start boarding, it's an hour until they take off, at least.
Yeah.
And I've flown first class and get on there. I'm first class, working out great. I will have my hotel right now. Thank you very much.
And then you just sitting there.
And then 20 minutes, and I'm like, what the fuck are we leaving? So
makes sense.
I've vowed every time I fly first class since then, I don't get on when they call me. I like to chill because I don't like to sit on an airplane.
You got your seat. Now, if you're Southwest, before they did assign, you want to get on.
Well, that's different.
That's different,
Yeah. See, I don't like sitting on tarmacs going nowhere. I get crazy. I don't mind the flying part. That's fine. It's the sitting there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Nuts.
That's a great point.
Drives me nuts. Let's see if they actually enforce that. They're going to have a lot of people pissed.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
No people know.
All right, I want to punch this guy called Dove Kleiman. Y'all know who he is?
I do not.
He's a longtime NFL writer, and he
also could be fake. Could be a bot.
Also could be. What's that? A bot?
Yeah, people allege that he's not a real human
Well,
being.
this dude's been around for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And but he has a big following. Whoever this person is, he's like the Banksy of sports media, I guess. I don't know. Post. Do you have a photo of Shedeur Sanders replying to him, Buki? So this guy Dove Kleiman, if he's a real person, tweets video of what he says is Shedeur Sanders' brand new Rolls Royce he just bought.
Okay.
All right.
He
So like.
Dirty guacamole color.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the color, but go ahead.
All right. He writes, he tweets that this is that Shedeur bought this car. He wrote inspirational. And I don't know if he was being facetious or not because he wrote inspirational. Browns star rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders bought himself a custom Rolls Royce worth over $500,000. Despite being drafted in the 5th round, Sanders has performed phenomenally thus far in Cleveland, a much-deserved gift to himself. I don't know if he's being facetious, sarcastic, or not.
He definitely is because Shedeur replied.
Right, and Shedeur called that a lie. I didn't just buy this car. I think Shedeur's had this car for 2 years.
Shedeur's been.
I didn't just buy it. It's already
Shedeur has
it.
been a multimillionaire for like 4 years now.
And it's like, who gives a shit if he bought this car or not? What does this matter? This is an example here. And I know that the Sanders they invite a lot of this on themselves. I get that. But
Deion used to do the same.
Hey, Dove, now go show me videos of all the other things that all of the other Cleveland Browns draft picks bought with their first check. You don't do that, though. I mean, who did Cleveland draft in the first round? I forget now.
I forgot.
It was like 4th overall.
Mason Taylor?
Was it who?
Mason Taylor?
Mason
the LSU
Taylor.
offensive
Mason
lineman?
Taylor.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, I bet Mason's bought.
He was with the Patriots.
I don't know that. I don't know. Whatever. Whoever the kid is, I don't know that he's bought a Rolls Royce, but I bet you he's bought something. Where's the video showing what all these other draft picks have bought? They pick on Shedeur Sanders. I get it that none of y'all are going to have any sympathy for Shedeur Sanders, and I get that. Most don't. This is why you have to be careful about being Shedeur Sanders and being cocky and putting your shit out there all the time. If you're going to put your stuff out there all the time, you're going to have haters do bullshit like this, whether this is a bot or not.
At this point, he should be built for it. He been getting hate. Shedeur took a pay cut going to the NFL.
Sure, and that's the other thing. Why reply? That's a lie. Who cares? Who cares? So punch Dove and Shedeur both at the same time. I can't stand these instigators. Like, this guy's getting picked on, but the way he handles it is immature. Who gives a shit? You think Tim Duncan would reply to a tweet about his shitty clothes?
Tim wouldn't know. Tim would never see the tweet.
No, it was Mason Graham from Michigan. Yeah, thank you, Big Al. So that's my punch today.
That's a good punch.
Orlando Kell presents People I Want to Punch Wednesdays, each and every Wednesday, the official family man. If you need a family lawyer on your side, our guy is Orlando Kell. Whether you need to get divorced or someone's hit you with some papers, it is Orlando Kell. That's our guy. Maybe you've got an adoption issue, maybe some custody disputes, maybe somebody's making more money and you need some more child support, or maybe your kids don't want to live with her ass no more. Whatever it might be, Orlando's our guy. 210-775-4995, or you can email him directly at orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. orlandokilllaw@gmail.com.
Shout out to Orlando's pops, Jimbo.
Mm-hmm.
Says he wants to punch people that misuse the word tripping. Hey, that word was born out of my boomer generation. Refers to the effects of LSD. Today it refers to, hey, you're tripping, like you misunderstand what I'm trying to say. I didn't know we stole that from y'all, Jimbo. I thought, I don't know what they said when they were on LSD.
What's not stolen? Like
there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah,
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
But that's a good one, Jimbo.
Yeah, Jesus would probably be like, Mike, you always talk about them badass chanclas you wear. I was wearing chanclas in the year 0.
Right.
Everything's stolen. So my mother used to use a phrase back in the 70s, and she would say, well, that's trippendicular. You ever heard of trippendicular?
Never.
All right. Jimbo, help me out on this. I need boomers. My mother, the late great-grandma Becky, used to call things, that's trippendicular. There was something that was over the top super cool. That's tripping. That's trippendicular. Have y'all heard of that, or is that just my nuts mom? I don't know.
I don't know.
She used to use that phrase all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So now tripping means slinging rocks?
No, tripping means like Jose's tripping, thinking.
Well, yeah,
Kobe.
that's the tripping.
That's what Jimbo's talking about.
See, I grew up with that trip.
That's my tripping. That's the tripping Jimbo saying we stole.
Yeah, so hippies took trips in the 60s on acid. I'm going to take a trip, bro. Take mushroom trips. I'll be back.
LSD, whatever.
Yeah, that was a trip. Well, maybe it's a derivative, but maybe that's what influenced how we use it.
I still say it that way.
Man, you're tripping.
That
means you're crazy.
Yeah, I had a bad trip off of some brownies.
Oh.
In Austin.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had a bad trip off brownies too.
That shit, boy.
Dude.
That should make you ask God, I'll never take an edible again.
Right.
If you make this shit go away.
For sure. Yeah.
A bad trip will, man,
exactly.
That's scary. So yes, I've said it that way too,
and I think
Jimbo.
that's why kids our age use tripping the way we do, because it's influenced by the old tripping.
Sure.
Like, dude, you're
just
tripping.
made it our own.
You're fucking crazy. You're acting nuts right now. You're being a dumbass. And people that are tripping on drugs are being dumbasses and being crazy. I had a real bad brownie trip one time. We were living in Hawaii, and I had never eaten brownies before. I've only been a smoker.
You did the whole, well, I don't feel shit. Let me pop 3 more.
Rudy, I had 2 full brownies. I was licking the spoon while I was whipping I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. That was my own dumbassness, because I have smoked recreationally in my life, but that's all I had ever done until then. I had never had any sort of an edible. I've had 2 terrible, but my 2 worst trips have been on edibles.
Me too.
Brownies in Hawaii that I bought from a Hawaiian dude. God knows what was I thinking? I bought the mix from him, and then I went home and we baked it. And at one point, I'm like, dude, I was thinking, oh my God, I might need to call an ambulance for me.
Yeah, that's how it makes you feel.
I thought I was dying, and I'm like, I was. I remember being mad at myself. Like I had a little bit of consciousness that was serious, where I'm thinking in the back of my head, you're going to die like this? This is fucking dumb. This is how you're going to die. You suck. I was mad at myself, and then at one point I'm like, I might need to call 911. But I'm like, wait a minute. But if I call 911, they're going to know why,
shit, yeah.
and they're going to call Child Protective Services and take the kids. Horrible. Had a real bad trip on gummies in Seattle, Washington one time.
Too many?
Yeah, and I know what I was doing. I was a dumbass. I'm from Texas. You go to prison here.
Right.
We live in the most prudish effing state in the country.
Right.
And so I've never had edibles. You know, I was an innocent man, and I'm in Seattle. It's totally legal. You can buy edibles at fucking 7-Eleven in Seattle.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Somehow they're able to have legal edibles at the 7-Eleven up there, but here you go to prison.
Right.
And so I go on there. I don't know what I'm doing. The guy sells me stuff. He didn't tell me don't eat 3. I just pop. I just took 3 of them. I remember walking out of the store thinking, this is amazing. I literally just bought THC gummies.
Your first time buying weed legal is a cool feeling. It's like, oh, damn.
It's a trip,
Yeah,
bro.
it's a trip. Yeah. I was like, ooh, yeah.
And so I walk out of the store, and I remember walking along Fisherman's Wharf, downtown Seattle.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing, I'm looking out at Puget Sound, just thinking, this is really beautiful. And the very next memory I have is my eyes open, and I'm like, I look left and I look right, and man, I'm in a bed in my hotel room. No idea how I got from the Fisherman's Wharf to the hotel room.
Yeah.
And then like I look up and Andy Griffith is on TV.
That's the worst thing to be watching when you're tripping. This is some dude whistling.
I wake up to the intro of the song of the show. No idea how I got from downtown Seattle 5 miles away from the wharf to my hotel room and in bed. And I went back and looked at the timeline. We're talking about 5 hours that I don't have any recollection of, dude.
I don't like
Zero.
edibles. I don't like the feeling. At my bachelor party, I had a bad trip. Me and about 3 homies had a bad trip on chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
That were, infused.
Right.
And we're just, all of us just sitting in the hotel just rocking back and forth. My best man ended up going home crying. He thought he was dead. It was sad.
Oh my God.
Edibles ain't for me. If that's your thing and you can handle them, more power to you. I can't do edibles.
I know how to do it now.
Yeah, they send me tripping.
Tiny little, like we get a Rice Krispie, and I don't really like to take edibles because they're full of sugar, but I will on occasion. I had a half a cookie the other day. That's it. You're good. That's it. It's easy to gobble up 10 cookies.
It's more of a body high, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you don't have any feeling from the knees down after about an hour. And I don't love that feeling.
I don't love it.
Yeah, it's not good. All right, welcome in here in the building. The longest day of the year party with me and Rudy's coming up on June 21st. An evening within the building, a live concert in a concert hall in an event center. Comes down Saturday, June 21 at High Waves Church Event Center, just outside of 1604 off of 90 on the west side. Rudy and I have never really gotten to the west side much. I've not had any appearances out there in quite a while.
No.
But we're going to be out there June 21st at High Waves Event Center. Tickets can be bought online through Eventbrite. Bouquet probably has already put the link on. He's doing it as we speak. Buy tickets to our live concert. Tickets, I think, are $42 for general admission. VIPs are $117. That ain't cheap, which means Rudy and I we got to bring our big sauce that night, and we will. We will. Get this effing fly out of this
driving me crazy.
We have to open the door. Just open the damn door, Jose. No one's here. Get that son of a bitch out of here. I doubt our viewers can see it, but it's all up in my, he landed on my eyelashes a second ago. You know how nasty that is? Things land. He probably had 2 pieces of shit already for breakfast. Then he landed in some dirty, nasty, gross, rotten water and took a piss, and now he's landed on my eyelashes. I'm probably going to wind up with a new disease.
The movie Fly ruined me with flies. You ever seen the
with
Fly?
Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He's never seen it.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right, that's it. All right, he opened the door. Get the son of a bitch. When he leaves, close the door real quick if you see him fly out. God, it's an ass whip. All right. How did the Detroit Tigers do last night, guys?
Victory.
I think they won.
Yeah, very easy.
All right, boys. How did the Edmonton Oilers do last night?
Very easy win.
I think that they cruised past the Dallas Stars 4-1. And how did my Indiana Pacers fare last night against the New York Knicks? Whip their asses. Y'all are welcome.
Yeah, y'all. If y'all parlayed that, I expect a tip today. We got a few texts. Who was that? That was from Baseline Bums, AJ, Texas. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all's tip.
All right, AJ, where's our money?
Where's our money, AJ?
So this is the deal. Going forth, when we do show parlays and we nail them, we expect our fee.
Yeah.
4%. That's the going fee for a bookie or a hunter. All right? I want 4% of all earnings on our parlays. And I've said for years, if you take something I say on the radio or the TV and you go bet your own money and you don't win, that's on you.
Right.
However, if you take something I say and you go bet your money and you win, that's on me. So
Yeah.
I want my money.
I want my money. Bookie, did you place the bet? Did you win some money?
Yeah.
You did? What'd you win?
I won 25 to win like 135, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
shit.
So you won $135?
Yeah, it was a good time.
All right.
Well, I had a slight losing day otherwise, but yeah, it was a great day.
All right. Very good. Very good.
So
All right.
shout out to In the Building Bets.
Yeah. I knew.
Betting with the building. Betting in the building.
Was pretty confident in Indiana.
Me too.
No idea on baseball. I don't know
But
how.
you were
I don't
confident about Edmonton. You were
know.
like,
Very. Yeah. I don't know how he bets on baseball. I would lose my hair.
No.
I would bite all my fingernails off. I wouldn't be able to wipe properly because of anxiety. I mean, I don't know how you bet baseball. I knew Edmonton was going to whip Dallas, and Dallas won't win again. That's going to be over in 5. Edmonton is clearing away better. They've outscored the Stars 10-2 in the last 2 games. The only hope for the Stars is it goes back to Dallas, where they've been awesome at home.
Yeah.
But still, they got their ass kicked in Game 2, though, at home, and they're down 3-1, and I expect the Oilers to win Game
It's about
5.
over.
Yeah, it's pretty much
It's
over.
so hard.
Pretty much over.
I think that was my class song.
What year did you graduate?
My 30-year anniversary is this year, man.
Really?
95.
God.
I love his reaction.
I was 2 years from being considered being born.
Oh, man. Your parents thought they had it made. Your siblings were grown. They were going to have the rest of their life free.
Hey, Jose.
And they
You were
thought the
not a
factory was
Glenn.
closed. And then I
Yeah,
said,
and they screwed up and they had your ass.
I hope you
and
choke on that fly.
ruined the beginning of their old age having to raise a damn baby.
95 was a good year, sir.
Man.
Mike, what were you doing in 97?
97? He said 95.
Yeah, what were you doing
The
in
year
97?
he was born.
Oh, and 97.
97, I was just getting out the Navy and trying to figure out my life.
1997, I had just transferred from Sam Houston State to North Texas, University of North Texas in Denton. I was a young newlywed.
You were married.
I got married at 20 years old like a dumbass.
Mike was feeling himself.
We moved.
Oh, shit.
We moved from Huntsville, Texas to Louisville, Texas. Matter of fact, where Pascal Siakam went to high school.
Nice.
At 30-some up. How about that for bringing it back to sports?
I thought he was from Africa.
He's from Cameroon, but he went to high school in Dallas. So we moved to Louisville, and my very young wife was working at the Clinique makeup counter at Vista Ridge Mall in Louisville. I was working as a marketer at Sam's Club. We're making $40,000 a year, maybe together.
So yeah, combined.
Yeah, and she's like, "I want to have a baby." I'm like, "Girl, I'm 22 years old. Let me get to 25 and we just got married. I'm 22. We only been married 18 months.
But you still shot the club up.
Well, what am I gonna do? Not have sex? She's like, "I want to have a baby." So I thought, you know what? This will be over in a week.
Yeah.
She'll get over this quick. She'll change her mind. So whatever. 2 hours later, pregnant. God damn, man. Yeah, man. I got my first wife pregnant with my first kid in 1997. Bouquet.
Oh, that makes sense, actually. Yeah.
Shit, in 97, my firstborn was 1.
I also got my first real radio job in 1997 for USA Radio Network.
I don't even know what that is. Does that even still exist?
I doubt it. It sounds a lot better than it sounds a lot
It
bigger
sounds
than
good,
it was.
Yeah.
It was a network, and we did news and sports updates for like small towns like BFE, Montana, Viagra, Colorado, you know, Fly Balls, Wyoming, tiny little towns that didn't like just little tiny radio stations that basically had one guy working there. They would pay a fee and we would send them newscasts and sportscasts so they can run. And I did news and sports. Matter of fact, I had to use my middle name that first year because they had another employee there. She was a news anchor. Her last name was Taylor, and they didn't want to have two Taylors on the air. And so I had to go. For a year and a half. I was Mike Anthony on the
that's
USA.
your middle name?
Yeah, and people would thought, "Is this the dude? Are you the bass player for Van Halen?" No, no. So I was Mike Anthony for a year and a half.
Who would have thought?
My first real radio gig, '97.
What was that band again? Radiohead?
Van Halen.
Oh,
Don't be a
Van Halen.
dick.
Sorry,
Look,
I
it's
didn't know.
okay if you don't know things about our past generations, but don't disrespect.
I didn't know. I had to ask. I thought I heard Radiohead.
I didn't say Radiohead. I said Van Halen. Don't be comparing Van Halen to those overrated ass fuckwads from Radiohead.
Something I learned
Can't
recently.
stand Radiohead.
Is Radiohead overrated?
My God, they're the most overrated band in the history of music.
Oh, I don't even know Radiohead.
Well, that's
Well, I know. I probably know their songs.
no. It's the critics that love all of them.
Okay.
Okay, if they could literally, and their lead singer's this little 5'8", little pasty ass English guy. He's always in a bad mood. I hate everything. Well, fuck off. Don't be a rock and roll star. Go work at HEB as a cashier, dick. I can't stand rock and roll guys that are so in their feels all the time.
Against them, yeah.
It's so hard being famous and super rich. And somehow, some way, Radiohead he triggered me. Sorry.
That's all
At
good.
some point, every music critic in the country decided that Radiohead was God's gift to music.
Because they would speak out against everything.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Literally, Radiohead's bands, their bandmates could fart into a microphone and record it, and Rolling Stone would give it a 5-star record of the year. Can't stand their asses. Don't be comparing them to Van Halen. Get mad.
I didn't know that Van Halen was made up of Van Halens. And I also didn't know it was a band.
Van Halen is a name of a. See, I'm not doing this with you. All right, so you know what? I need production value. I need production value right now. As a matter of fact, we're gonna have fun with Gen Z right now.
We're having fun. See, you sent this morning. I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, this part of the show is brought to you by GC Roofing and Construction, serving San Antonio all the way to Corpus Christi and back.
Pull up those pictures, Jose.
/ Lone Star Nano Services. This big weather we've had the last couple of days here in the South Texas area, for those that don't know, our show emanates from South Texas. We've had big weather down these parts the last couple of nights. And Russ sent us a picture yesterday of a massive hole in a roof that was caused by a hailstorm.
Yeah, it was
Damn.
insane. And keep in mind, this guy's been doing roofs for years, and he said he's never seen anything like it.
Good. It must have been like grapefruit size.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
He sent us that picture, but if you were, and he said it was on my side of town, so if you got any hail on the northwest side,
yes,
look at that.
Damn, that's like a shotgun.
That's a meteor. Like a
Look
meteor
at that,
storm,
man. They have damage. To weeks later, all of a sudden there's a leak. What? They realize, oh my God, last month a hailstorm caused a hole in the roof, and that's the result. And all of a sudden, I didn't know about it. 3 weeks later, now it's leaking, or it smells weird in here. Lone Star Nano Services can preserve the life of your roof. GC Services can repair your roof. Call those boys up. All right, where's my production value? Do you have it playing? All right.
Ruben, I got you. I will post that tomorrow. I was supposed to put that video together. I got to find those videos. Ruben wants to know what my driveway looks like. That's my fault, Ruben. I will get that together for Nano. That's my fault. I got you.
The production department still has it.
Yes.
They're working on it. I saw this
Jose's fault.
On Reddit. Jose, do you ever go to Reddit?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
just for porn, though.
I only did Reddit when we were. I downloaded Reddit because I was going to become a crypto king. Remember when crypto hit big? Reddit was the place to go.
One of your many schemes.
Yeah. One of my many get-rich schemes. Now the Reddit app's just taking up space on my phone. But go ahead.
All right. So us old folks, Gen X has turned into we're just like all the other generations. We like to kick back and talk about how much better everything was when we were coming up and how dumb these kids are today. We're no different from any of the other generations that have preceded us. And I saw this on Reddit, and this thing blew up. So someone went on there, a Gen Z kid gets onto Reddit, and wanted to know what were the craziest things that went on back in the day.
What's back in the day?
Gen X and baby boom, both.
What was the craziest thing? Craziest thing for me?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna go through some because some of these are. I'm gonna see if Jose has any recollection.
Fun with Gen Z. Okay,
has
let's
heard
do
of
it.
any of this stuff. So
Sure.
the kid on Reddit writes, "The world is constantly changing, and societal norms and experiences change with it. Recently, the Redditor called Pascal Isn't Punk."
Oh my God, I hate him.
You already hate him?
I hate him.
Pascal asked the older adults of the Reddit community to share the things about how the world used to be that younger folks would never understand. And as a Gen Zer, some of these have surprised me. So he posted some of the ones that stood out. Jose, so we'll go. Red light means you have no idea what we're talking about. Green light means you do, and you remember. You've seen these things.
Sure.
And Jose is 27, right?
Yes.
When's your birthday?
September 4th, 97.
You're a Virgo?
Yep. Shout to Virgos out there.
My wife's a Virgo.
Wait a minute. Okay. I was gonna say, how do you automatically know he's
My
a
wife's a
Virgo?
Virgo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Virgoats.
Oh, wow. So you sleep and work with a Virgo.
Oh, yeah.
It's too much.
Interesting. All right. One person wrote, "There was trash everywhere. Cigarette butts were practically furniture that we just understood would always be everywhere. Cigarette butts were everywhere in the 80s, all in the streets.
You could smoke in the restaurant. You could smoke on planes.
Yep. Remember that?
I slightly remember smoking inside, but I more remember when it was getting banned and everyone was like, "What the hell?"
I just remember them had a smoking section in restaurants. Like the secondhand wouldn't go throughout the whole restaurant.
Right. Oh, dude, my grandmother would drive around and smoke her Winston-Salems.
In the car?
In the car, I'm fucking gagging in her 1982 Maverick.
Insane.
And she'll crack, since she's like, well, I don't want to she had the AC on, so I'm going to crack the window. That ain't fucking doing no good. Crack the window. I'm fucking dying. Eyes all watered. Headache. Here I am, 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid in a dust storm of cigarette smoke from my grandmother.
Secondhand's the worst hand.
And they just throw the butts anywhere. They didn't throw them in the trash.
That's fair.
All right. One person responded to this and wrote, "When I was a kid, corporations didn't own every store. Local families did, and the money stayed in the area. Now every dollar goes to a rich man in another state." Like, Jose has no idea what it's like to... So basically, almost everything we do now, you think you're going local and you realize, oh shit, Anheuser-Busch actually owns this.
Yeah.
The convergence, the consolidation of corporations over the last 40 years, it's gross. Like, you might think, oh, I ain't fucking supporting him. Yeah, you are.
You gotta go to. It's got to be a name of something you've never heard of.
Yeah, like, have you? Like,
and you go in there and the owner's there. I'm Jason. I own this place. Been here 2 years. Me and my family started. That's local.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, go look up Kraft and look at all the freaking things that Kraft owns that you don't know about.
Right.
Oh, I'm drinking. Oh shit, I'm drinking. This here is this. I'm drinking some good beer tonight. I'm gonna drink this good craft beer here. I ain't drinking that store bought shit.
No, it's owned
And
by
you look
some-
and you look at the company, and Anheuser-Busch owns it.
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch has been very sneaky.
They buy all the little crafts up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so they like,
Yeah.
let's buy you out. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I remember Jose. I remember going to Windsor Park Mall. You ever heard of Windsor Park Mall?
No idea what that is.
And I have to wear orange, green, or yellow, because if you wore red or blue, you were liable to get shot or your ass kicked. Because Crips and Blood was at its height in the early 90s. So I get on the VIA bus, like, you have to think about what you were wearing before you left the house. Like, keep in mind, DJ, you know DJ Quick?
No idea what that is.
Okay. He made the song called Just Like Compton, and he named all these cities he had toured to that were just like Compton. And so when he named San Antonio as one of the cities that was just like Compton, this city lost their let me see what time it is. It's 10:36. This city lost its fucking mind with fake Crips and Bloods. And I couldn't go to the mall or get on the Via bus in peace because we all wanted to be Crips and Bloods because DJ Quick told us we were just like Compton. Jesus effing crud.
All right. One kid.
What else you got?
One person wrote, being bored was very common, and it was a good thing.
We were bored.
Yeah, that sucks.
Hang on. No, it doesn't. And here's why. And this person goes on. We were bored a lot, and it was a good thing. They say boredom is the only time that you realize what your interests are when you're a kid and or a teenager. If you're not bored, you never learn who you are and what you like doing. People who kill their potential by consuming infinite amounts of TV or media on their phone or computer are what causes these types of casualties.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a matter of perspective. Yeah, man, not having something to look at all the time, 24/7, you had to sit there and chill and figure out shit to do on your own. And then you realized, oh, I do like this, or I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know, one of man's great fallacies is his inability to sit in a room and just be quiet and think. We don't do that like we should.
You're supposed to every morning.
Yeah, or whenever.
Yeah. Supposed to start your morning off
Yeah.
meditating, not doing a damn. Yeah,
Right.
we had to figure out games. We didn't have. Yeah, we had to figure out what we wanted to do. Another thing I think is missing is I remember I would be able to go to like the middle school closest to me in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
They give you like a sandwich, some chips, and a water
Right.
at 12, and everybody just hoop and play kickball and shit. You'd be able to go to the middle school, and they had summer program. It was just like, hey, everybody just go kick it. Now the kids just sit in the house and run up your grocery bill in the summer because that's what they do when they bored. They eat.
Right.
They just
We're
sit
a lot
there and
fatter.
eat. Yeah.
Exactly. We're sitting around. We sit and we watch screens
Yeah.
all effing day.
Yeah, I hate being alone with my thoughts.
Dude,
You do?
as a little
Hate
boy, like it's so funny because I think about like a lot of times we'll talk about back in the 80s. And I'll think about my diet back in the 80s. I ate everything terrible for you. Processed food all day long.
Right.
Blueberry cereal. Fake ass Kraft cheese slices. I put quotations around the cheese.
Those are still good. Those are still good.
White bread by the fucking bushel.
I can't tell you last time I had white bread.
And then eat fried chicken, or 7 pieces of pizza at Cece's at the buffet.
Oh, shout out to CC.
Dr. Pepper, Coke, Sprite all day long. If I did get water, it was out of the
water
the
hose.
Mangetta.
The
'Cause
Mangetta.
my mom would kick me out. And I'm like, how the hell was I so skinny? Because I was always on the go.
Me too.
Yeah,
Always on the go.
I have some CC's pizza trauma, but it's still
Food
gas.
poison.
Oh, what happened? Did you get the shits?
No. One time I was with my grandpa who didn't speak a lick of English, and my sister worked at CC's at the time. Shout out to Carla. And I left my Game Boy there, and we were leaving, and I realized, and I didn't know how to say
Left
in
my
Spanish.
Game Boy there.
Yeah, my Game Boy Color. Shout out to
So-
my Game Boy Color. I didn't know how to say it. Tell my grandpa, and it was just like 20 minutes of me saying Game Boy CC Pizza, and he didn't know what the fuck I was saying. So it was
Oh.
You played hide and seek, right?
tough. Sure, manhunt.
But did you play the hide and seek where you had to get back to base?
No.
See, y'all play hide and seek where the first person you find. We played it where the tree was the base, 5, 10, 15, 20. You go find everybody, but you had to get to the base. You have to get to the base to touch. Like you could find me, but if I could get to the base before you could touch me, freeze tag, throw up tackle. I won't say what we really used to call it.
Throw up tackle. Is that what you just said?
We couldn't. I can't say what we called it, Mike.
Smear the.
Hey, yeah, we can't say that.
Throw up tackle.
Yeah. Throw the ball up and tackle who catches that bitch. I can't call it what we really called it. It's 2025. The show will be canceled.
Tackle the man with a football.
Yes.
Smear the queer is what we called it.
Jesus, Michael.
Well, that's what we called it, man. It was unfortunate.
We did throw those words around way too much.
Dude.
That's some stuff that we did that was awful.
Well, the point, and I like when we do these segments with Buki and they're fun. It's all, not only is it to point out things that I feel that were strengths of our generation.
And also to point out our wrongs.
Oh my God, did we have some dumbass shit?
F word was like the.
Oh, you mean the homosexual
Yeah.
derogative
Like
term?
it was like dude.
Yeah,
It was like
absolutely.
dog. It was like bro.
Correct. I had football coaches in junior high that would call us that at school. And so I quit saying the Q word because it was so
Yeah,
offensive.
Yeah.
But now it's come back around where queer is actually very accepted.
Oh, you can say that.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Sure. You act like you didn't. You really didn't know.
No.
Queer.
Oh,
You can
okay.
say it. It's
Okay.
okay. It's okay.
Okay.
We're in the trust tree here.
All right, cool.
No, queer is a queer. LGBTQ stands
Q
for
is for-
queer.
I was wondering what the Q
Absolutely.
stood for.
Now you know.
I was like, when did the Q get there?
It's
and what
queer.
Did it mean?
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Russ Fox up in the building. $4.99. Tell J-Rod to call me or Dale. We can get him taken care of
Look
with
at-
Lone
look.
Star Nano. J-Rod
Oh.
having issues?
So he was saying, do they go to South Texas?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They'll go anywhere. Well, I mean, within like I don't want to speak for them, but yes, they'll go down south. Adrian $2 is in the building. Could afford soda, had Kool-Aid. Couldn't afford soda, had Kool-Aid or Tang. Ugh, Tang was so bad. I drank
Dude,
it,
I
though.
drank a ton
I
of
loved
that
it. It was so
bullshit.
bad.
Did y'all? I know you from where I'm from. We from
Yeah.
up there.
Mhm.
Did y'all make the tea outside?
Yeah, leave it in
What?
the sun all day.
You didn't make your tea like that?
My
Jose?
mama made that.
Why? Why would you leave it outside?
Tastes good.
Okay.
Tastes better cooked in the sun all day.
Right.
All right.
Soaking in all the lemons and shit. It was great.
Ugh.
Yeah, and you probably had this much tea and this much sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My shit was sugar water.
yeah,
My shit was
that's
sugar
the
water
Kool-Aid
for sure.
recipe. That's the Kool-Aid recipe.
Yeah, absolutely. And we drank that crap all day. I rarely ate healthy and stayed bone thin.
Bone thin.
Always on the go.
Bone-
Now, I had a mouthful of cavities.
You had silver. You were a silver toother.
Absolutely.
Mike, you had the silver teeth.
6,
dog?
7, and 8, baby. I couldn't wait for my teeth to fall
If the
out because
kid
they were
got
capped.
That was the key that you knew a kid was bad as hell. If a kid had more than 3 silver teeth, he was bad as hell.
I had 4 in the front, all of them. Grandma Becky let me drink chocolate milk instead of water all day. Yeah, man, I had bad, rotten teeth as a little kid. Yeah. Rube's in here, $4.99. Thank you, Rube. Appreciated the parlay, fellas. Was down 110, got me back to even plus 20. You're welcome.
That's what we
That's-
talking about, Rube, the dude.
That's big time.
You know, a couple more of these old school ways that don't exist now. The world was
What
dark.
else?
Someone writes, the world was dark. And I don't mean dark as in evil. I mean literally dark. We had real darkness.
I don't know what that
It
means.
says, nowadays, if you wake up in the middle of the night, the damn clock tells you the time, and there were little lights everywhere from various appliances and devices. Even when you get a drink of water, there's the stove light, computer monitor. Hell,
Yeah.
even the dishwasher has a light on it. There are lights everywhere. I kind of hate it. Remember when you turned out the bedside lamp and it would just be absolute pitch dark? Yeah, it was good times.
That's such an old thing.
We used to be, you didn't have no fucking light when I was a kid. Now you got these fucking,
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of pussies use lights?
Yeah, no shit, dude.
I missed the days where we couldn't see shit.
Pub sports.
Adrian's
What's up,
in here.
fellas?
All the
Oh.
kids with silver teeth are demons. Dude, hey, am I
They were. Silver teeth kids
Hey,
were
man.
demons, dog. There's a different type of kid.
I mean, I played smeared the queer, and I drank chocolate milk and smoked weed and had rotten teeth at 8 years old. And
Smear the queer. Was
I had a
such
rat's
cool
tail.
name.
I had a
had a
rat's
rat tail?
tail. Yeah, rat
I
tail.
had 2 earrings at one point.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, I had both earrings.
I was
Yeah.
a little jackass. I'll have to send you some more pictures of me as a kid. We
I-
should post some at some
You
point.
should, because
should.
I never had any of these phases. The only time I've ever done anything reckless with my appearance was I dyed my hair for 1,000
Time out.
subscribers.
The only thing you've ever done reckless with your appearance. We literally have people come up to you now and ask to see your hair
That's true. That's not.
because
I mean,
it's so nappy and crazy.
yeah, I was told myself I was going to get a haircut this week. It still hasn't happened.
Dude, that's people in the chat are saying the fly lives in your hair.
It could.
Oh,
It
that's
definitely could.
you're bringing the flies
It
in the
definitely-
studio.
It definitely could.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
I could be like the kid from Charlie Brown who just stinks.
Yeah, Pigpen.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah,
look like.
sure.
All right, let's not use queer in a derogative
No,
way.
we're not
Okay,
doing
we're
that.
not doing that. All right.
Hey,
It's
yeah.
okay to say what we used to call things.
Right.
We
but
don't
we're not
accept
gonna
that
call,
anymore.
Yeah, we're not using it in derogatory term. Yeah, for sure.
One more. This one dude wrote, sometimes there was just no way of knowing things. You'd see an actor on a TV show and know you've seen them before, but you just have to wonder where because you couldn't look up their filmography on your phone in 10 seconds.
My wife we cannot watch a movie without her being like, what did he play in?
I'm bad at that.
And then she'll Google it and you're like, oh, I knew we knew
While
him.
it's on, I'm
on.
so bad at that.
You do that?
Dude, I know it. I know, to Nina's credit, she doesn't complain about it, but I don't think she loves it.
Dude, I
don't mind. I gotta stop it.
No, Anna will stop
No,
down
I'm bad.
in the middle of the movie and be like, I gotta find out what he was, where he was.
Right, and what's the point?
What is it?
What is the point? Do it later.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. And I know that Wikipedia is not exactly 100% accurate. I am a Wikipedia whore. I always look up people on Wikipedia while I'm watching a TV show.
Right. And Toro
Cool.
Loco brings up a good point. This is something you never had to deal with, Jose. I would ask my mom, how do you spell transparent? You know what she would tell me?
What?
Go get the dictionary and you tell me.
Yeah.
I
love dictionaries.
I had to go and get a dictionary, go to the T's, then
Mhm.
okay, TR.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't just get to, spell check it, type it into a text and then it pops up for us.
Right.
We had to go and research shit.
Yeah. Jose, do you remember your parents using a map in the car when y'all would travel?
Oh my God, that was the worst. I would pull over at 3 gas stations.
Yeah, I remember
picture.
the MapQuest directions, but I was gonna ask you guys the two things that I just simply cannot comprehend is taking long trips without a GPS. Like I can't get home
Well,
right
it was
now
hard.
with a
Yeah.
GPS.
Again, you had a state map in your glove box. That's how you got by.
Dude,
That's crazy.
We would
Yeah.
print out this huge ass map, figure it out, and then once you finally lost, you pull over to a gas station and hopefully
Yep.
the person working there be like, 2 lights,
Yeah.
right, left. Like, it was madness.
Every year, my grandmother would buy because every year Rand McNally was the name of the company that made the maps. Rand McNally. Every year they would print brand new maps of the state of Texas and the country, and my grandmother would go get one because we'd always take road trips and we'd need maps. And forget, we didn't have toll roads either. And
we didn't have tolls.
Yeah,
right?
we didn't have HOV lanes and shit like that either. What was the other one you were going to ask other than like how to travel?
I cannot imagine like going out somewhere and then losing your friends and being like, well, I don't know how I can't contact them. What am I gonna do now?
Oh, you might never see him again.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I had my buddy right here. I just turned around. He's gone. Now I'm not gonna see him for the next like 3 days. Like, where am I gonna
He
get my
got to
friends
find his.
at?
You know what we did? We didn't panic, and he would go and get his directions, and then you meet up later, and we
Yeah.
laugh about it.
Yeah, you'd send your kid to school. You would send us to school, and our parents, they didn't know for sure we were going to school,
No.
especially if you're walking. They're not absolutely
Now my
unequivocally
daughter has a
convinced you're going to
phone,
come home.
Yeah, we had a key,
Yeah.
and you bet not lose that key.
But here's what happens. We have overcompensated for that by turning ourselves into shitty parents because we
God.
helicopter our kids too much to the other side.
I won't let them do nothing.
We
without
got to
me.
bring
Right.
that back to the center.
Yeah.
So my 2 oldest, I remember, I'll never forget. One time we had a conversation. They were probably like 6 and 3. So, Daddy, when you would go out and play, you would leave and like walk around the neighborhood. Yeah. And so, and Grandma Becky, how did she know where you were? I would just tell her, "Hey, I'm going over to Mark's house." But that could wind up 4 or 5 other houses. Just going out. I'm going out. Going outside, Mom. Okay. Be back by 12. Okay. Lunch. We're having sandwiches at 12, but make sure you're back by 12. If you're not back, you're in trouble. So she's like, and they're like, well, what if Grandma Becky needed to get a hold of you? She'd open the front door
And yell.
She'd walk out in the porch and go, Michael!
Right.
And if that didn't work, she'd start calling folks' houses.
Yeah.
That's how you found me. Pretty crazy. I got in trouble a lot by not
Yeah.
being home on time.
My mom would whistle.
She'd
She
have
had
to
this
walk
whistle.
around the neighborhood looking for my ass, and I'd be
Yeah.
in a ditch somewhere playing with dead animals and whatever,
Yeah.
like a dumbass with my cap teeth.
My mom would go.
Oh, that whistle. If you
Yeah.
had parents who could whistle, yes,
My
sir.
mom whistle, and me and my sister look at each other and start running.
Kong's Clips is in the
What
building.
did he say?
Jose, I used to leave the house in the summer at 7:30 in the morning, and I wouldn't see or hear from my parents until about 9:30 p.m. that night.
The facts.
And I was like 7.
Facts.
So my 6th grade year, so I went to the Gangsta Elementary School in
Of
my
course.
neighborhood. But I did not want to go to the gangsta junior high. I just didn't want anything to do with that because I knew, okay, I'm about to enter puberty, teenage years. This is when I'm going to be around a bunch of idiots acting fools. I wanted to go to a decent school.
Fair.
And my grandma told me, fine, you can go to I went to Stripling Middle School. I should have went to Carter Riverside Junior High in Fort Worth, Texas.
God.
I didn't want Carter.
No.
Carter Riverside. I told her I want to go to Stripling, which was over on the other side of town. And my grandma said, that's fine. You can go to Stripling, but you're going to have to get yourself there. I don't have time to take you across town every morning. I got to go to work. My ass rode the city bus, not the school bus, the city bus. She gave me $5 a week, and that was my bus money. I would walk to the bus stop, catch the T. They call it the T in Tarrant County bus system.
Yeah.
And ride that sumbitch all the way to Stripling Middle School because I wanted to go to a better school than the gangster school.
I hopped on the VIA all the time. I would never put my kids on the VIA right now. VIA is crazy.
See, I don't know about that.
By themselves?
Would you put your teenage daughter on a VIA bus?
Not by herself.
I know you. She's not going to put a sixth grader. Now, keep in mind, I want to make sure every time we do these tailored childhood stories, we're talking about my childhood. It's a little different from most.
Yeah.
Okay,
go watch Pickles for Dinners for more details. Rudy, would you if you had a boy, would you let that 10th grade boy or whatever, high school boy riding the VIA bus? See, these are the decisions.
Right. You know what? Look, I'll tell you this. If my daughter was with one or two other people, yes. But she can't go by herself. You got to go in groups. Because even then,
what are you afraid of? She has a phone. You have a GPS tracker on her body.
By herself on the VIA?
Are you creating?
Only because, look, my mother-in-law still rides the VIA 2-3 times a week because me and Anna are busy.
Yep.
And some of the stories she tells us about the people at the bus stops are makes me. So I know how some of these people are. Like some of these people aren't even catching the bus; they just at the bus stop, cracked out, heroined out, harassing people. She's been harassed. She's been messed with. She's had to have someone help protect her.
Yeah.
So only because I know how the VIA still works, that's why I wouldn't.
Well, and that's a political issue for sure. You shouldn't be afraid to put your kid on a bus because they won't run off knuckleheads at the stops.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Sure. Right.
That sucks. So I actually
now you let them in Hawaii. I think it's different though.
I dealt with this bus thing the other day. So I'm calling my twins.
Right.
How y'all doing? Just checking in on them, seeing how their day's been. It was 2 Saturdays ago. Matter of fact, I just got back from the barbecue. I was at home chilling, called my kid. They're 5 hours behind.
Yeah.
MJ, the white kid, 13-year-old kid. Yo, what are you doing today? Me and best buddy, I don't want to give his name, whatever, Alex. So MJ and Alex, 13-year-old kids, 7th graders, about to end their 7th grade year. All right, so it's 13-year-old people. Hey, what are you going to do today? Me and Alex are going to go surfing. Aren't you at Alex's house? Yeah. Now Alex lives up in the mountain. You can't just go surfing. You got to get down the mountain across the island to go to the beach. We're gonna go boogie boarding. Okay, that's the little boogie board you ride on. Is Mike gonna take y'all? It's Dad, Alex's dad. Mike gonna take y'all? No, we're gonna ride the bus. Oh, I see. This was 2 Saturdays ago, and so I had a moment as a father, and I'm 3,000 miles away from these people. I'm like, so you're gonna wait? You and Alex are gonna ride the bus? Yeah, we did it. We've done it twice before. Oh, I didn't know it. Oh, yeah. You're gonna catch. They call it da bus in Hawaii. Da bus. You're gonna catch da bus. Yeah, you know how to get there? Yeah, pretty sure we have it on our phones. It's mapped out. Okay. Will you call me when you get to the beach? Yeah, and they did. Two little 13-year-old kids holding boogie boards. Standing there at the bus stop, hopped on the bus.
Yeah.
And you can't it's not just one ride either. There's 2 connections.
Yeah.
So they had to connect twice
to
get down to Waikiki
Good for them that
Beach.
they know
and
how.
They did, man. And everything was fine. They made it. They made it fine.
Sorry, San Antonio. I trust Hawaii
I don't
more.
I
trust Hawaii more than I trust San Antonio. Sorry, I do.
I will tell you this.
And I never even been, and I trust it more.
I'll tell you this. I would allow my 13-year-old, and of course, and MJ had a buddy, right?
That's the other thing.
I would not love MJ doing that alone.
No.
But with Alex,
That's cool.
lifelong best buddy, I know their dad. As a matter of fact, he's the guy that made my little wall that I was talking about yesterday. Same family. I would let them ride the bus here in San Antonio. I would. 13-year-old. Man, now my 13-year-old, now MJ is, not going to wood, is a very mature kid for his age.
For sure, yeah. I've met him a few times.
I trust MJ a lot. And, I mean, he's still 13, and I'm still his dad, and I'm protective, but I don't want to be overprotective. I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Me too.
I always bitch about how sissy parents we are.
Me too.
And I don't want that to be the case. And I want to practice what I preach. But when you actually hear, we're going to ride the bus from your kid, and they're doing it,
and there's nothing you can do because you're 3,000 miles away.
Test how badass I am as a daddy.
All you can do, you just wait by the phone. Every text message you like, damn it, MJ, leave me alone. Yeah, I
absolutely.
got you.
Golly. All right, so I thought that was fun with Gen Z today. I got a lot more. We'll do this periodically. Things that we went through.
Down memory lane.
These kids today.
I had a great childhood.
Don't know. All in all, man, I had a good childhood too.
I had a great childhood.
You know what saved me? The map. Here's the thing. Jose asked about maps and stuff. I loved dictionaries. I loved thesaurus. I loved reading maps, and I loved. I just loved reading. I loved words. I loved encyclopedias. We had
the whole set.
I was that kid that would ask. I would ask my grandma, "I want encyclopedias for Christmas."
What a racket that was!
And I would read them A to Z.
Yeah, we had the whole thing in the crib, dog. The whole set.
I think that's partly what got my ass out of that ghetto and made me want to do kind of what I do, because I loved to read and I loved to look at information. I was a sports nut. I read box scores of all the baseball games, and that's what saved my ass. But so not having my phone, man, but I sought information. I wanted to read the paper. I wanted to read encyclopedias, and it saved my ass. What's up, Steeler Rob? I walked to school with my brother and sister in elementary because mom had to be at work. Yeah, my grandma had to be at General Dynamics at 6:45. I was on my own every day going to school. Now, she would pick me up, but going to school, that was on me to get my ass there. That was all on me, man.
Shout out to Kongs, by the way, mentioning radios and waiting for your favorite song to come and not having like an iPod.
Yeah.
Oh, you had to sit by the radio and be ready when it came on to record it with your tape.
Yeah, and I think
about that.
I think in many ways that taught what your generation does not have, Jose.
No patience.
And it's not your fault, by the way.
Yeah, it ain't your fault. No patience.
Is that there's not a lot of sense of accomplishment for this generation because they're used to having everything right there. Like, there's not a lot of, like, when's the last time you had a project that you took on that took weeks to finish, that once you got through it and finished it, you had a real sense of accomplishment as a young man?
Oh, he went through that in college for sure.
What is it? Can you think of anything?
Not really, honestly.
Once
I'm done with something, I'm just like,
I think right now, even though just having a public school education, with ChatGPT, I could go get a PhD.
You don't know this, Jose, but you have actually been undergoing a process for a couple of years with me.
That's good.
So Jose produced Pickles for Dinner with Nina.
Right.
And there's a reason why he's sitting in this room today, working with us now, because he earned the stripe.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't tell him.
LimeWire. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He always a test. Everything's everything. You never know when you're being tested.
Yeah, man. That's life.
Yeah.
And I didn't know at the time. But like when we wound up needing somebody in February when
first
LG bailed,
first
guy I thought was Bouquet.
Smart ass.
Because I liked him and I liked his work ethic. He's weird and he's got some idiosyncrasies, but so do I. That's probably why I like him.
Too.
All right, it is In the Building, presented in part by Texas Cheer Liquor. What is today? Wednesday?
Yes, Wednesday.
Right, Friday. 2 days from today, if you're watching our show live here on Wednesday as we do the show, as we wind down the month of May, Friday, I will be doing a pop-up appearance. I will be at the Texas Cheer Liquor Lucky Ranch location. Right? Lucky Ranch.
That's 90 in Montgomery.
Yeah. Way out off of I-90, headed toward Mexico. Way west out of city.
Headed toward Castroville.
Yeah, headed toward Castroville on 90. So outside of 1604, off of 90 is the furthest south location of Texas Cheer Liquor. I will be at that location Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon, selling tickets to the 2025 longest day of the year party with me and Rudy at High Waves Church. Our live concert we're having comes down June 21st on Saturday night at 5 is when the gates open at High Waves Event Center, and I'm going to be selling tickets on Friday. Now, I'm going to be announcing swag. Let me make myself a note not to forget it. Later today or tomorrow morning, I'm going to announce I need to get incentive out there for people to come out. Like something I want to give back to.
Oh, yeah.
Come out. So it's Friday, so get your weekend booze. Make sure you mention in the building to get your 5% off out there. Buy at least one general admission ticket from me, and you will get ... something to be determined here later today.
I'll be there with you from 2 to 3.
Thank you, man.
I got to make
sure that's far?
No, it's right by my house, but I got to be at the other Texas Cheer 1 by 4. So I'm going to go out there from 2 to 3. But
all right, cool.
Here's what I'll do.
So Rudy and I both out there from 2 to 3 on Friday.
Yeah. We'll for everybody that comes out and purchase a ticket from us, we'll raffle off a bottle of Buffalo Trace.
Whoa. I didn't even have to come up with my own swag. Well, I still will too. I'll come up.
We'll raffle off a bottle of Buffalo Trace.
I've got an incentive for selling out as well.
Okay.
If we sell out said venue.
Oh my God! Hang on! I hear a threat.
I will dye my hair a color of your and Mike's choosing. Rudy and Mike.
For the show?
Whoa!
Sure. Well, we have to sell out the show, so I don't know if we'll have time for that. But yes,
Bouquet will dye his hair a color that you and I choose.
Yes, I did this.
If we sell out the concert,
of course, yes.
Whoa!
Yes. So sell out the concert. You guys can see me.
You want to run this by your old lady first?
No, he don't need to. She knows who she's with.
Yeah, she's gonna be just pissed off, and she's gonna be like, "I have to dye her hair again." God.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, man. Hey, baby, I have to. Mike and Rudy are assholes. They put pressure on me. My career's in jeopardy.
Exactly.
You ever play that card?
Of course.
I work for this dick. Yeah. I have to.
Yeah. I have to watch this game, babe. This is my job.
Correct. Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. That's you have to establish that with new ladies in your life, like day one.
Of course, yeah. The phone watching games at like dinners and stuff in restaurants, that has to be established early.
Right. All right. There it is. All right. So come buy tickets from me on Friday. I'm gonna have my phone. I'm gonna have the link. And we're gonna click it together, and we're gonna sell tickets, VIP or general admission, to the live concert me and Rudy are doing June 21st. Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of In the Building.
I wish these guys would come out to concert though.
Who's that?
These two guys right
Oh,
here.
look at those two blokes.
Look at Mike's hair.
That guy. Lord, look at that hair.
Yeah, I want that guy to come out.
This is 2019.
Okay, how do you know? I don't remember.
I remember 2019 because I remember that shirt, and that was that's 2019.
That's right, rocking that Emmett Smith, baby.
Is that Emmett?
Yeah. What other 22 is there ever work? Okay, that's
triggering. I'm
okay.
trying to get you triggered. 2019. See, so y'all like, oh man, like, how did this come about? Me and Mike been planning this for years. It just took 5 years to make it happen.
Yeah, see, people still think that I stabbed.
Mike was there. We would see each other. We'd be like, man, someday we got to work together.
I know. People think I stabbed others in the back just to get to Rudy. I didn't know Rudy was going to actually come work with me for real last January. They just proven that we've been buddies for a while.
Long time.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of hair ago. Good Lord.
Dude.
About 15 pounds ago, too.
Could you grow it like that again if you wanted?
No, I wouldn't be able to stand it.
No, I mean, it'll grow, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My hair grows fast, man.
Nice.
It goes very fast. It's gross. And that right there, I was hot. I was hotter than hell. All right, so there's fun with our resident Gen Zer, Jose Bouquet. Thoughts on the Knicks and the Pacers and the Timberwolves and the Thunder? Where are we at here on NBA playoffs?
I would have called, if I was Thibodeau, when I'm watching this series, first of all, the series is over. Pacers are just better. And when I think about it just from my basketball nerd, basketball junkie mind, Pacers OKC is the better series. OKC destroys the Knicks. The Pacers destroy the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get Pacers OKC. I know those are two rural towns that no one gives a shit about. The ratings aren't going to be great, but it's the best matchup. But when I'm watching this, and I'm like, Thibodeau, call Greg Popovich up and ask for help. And I say that because right now Halliburton is in that mode as far as point guards go. And I thought back to 2005 and 2007-ish when the Spurs would be facing Steve Nash Phoenix Suns. And the thing that Pop would do, he would make Steve Nash a scorer. He would make Amari Stoudemire a scorer. Amari Stoudemire, that's all he did anyway, but he would not send the double team to Steve. He wouldn't send the double team to Amari. You can't let Hallie get 32 and 15 assists. Like, you just let him be a scorer. You can't allow, like, if he gets 40, who gives a shit? But you can't allow 15 assists too. Pop will be like, we're gonna play Steve Nash one-on-one, and we're gonna make him shoot. We're gonna make him score because the Phoenix Suns were unbeatable when Nash would get 22 and 15, like what Halliburton is doing right now. And Amari Stoudemire, like, hey, if they give the ball to Amari Stoudemire and he scores 38 points, who gives a rat's ass? We're not double teaming getting these other guys involved. When you start sending the double team to Hallie and you start trapping them and that ball starts flying around and everybody's in a rhythm from quarter one all the way through quarter four, maybe in fourth quarter, you send a couple double teams at them. Those role players are already cold. They're not ready to shoot. Then you do that. But Thibodeau, I hate to be this guy. He's an awful coach. He's awful. He sucks. In-game adjustments suck. He's a good coach. He wouldn't be this long in the league if he couldn't coach. But in-game adjustments, it's like, dude, you can't allow Hallie to have both. It's got to be one or the other. Either make him give the ball up every time or just let him play one-on-one and give you 50. But when all those other guys are hitting shots too, you have no chance at all to beat the Pacers. So I channel my old Greg Popovich and just let Halliburton, a.k.a. CP3, a.k.a. Steve Nash, let him score 40. Who gives a shit? But he can't have 15 assists on top of the 30. Then you have no shot.
Somebody on this show said the other day that it's better for the NBA if it winds up being the Knicks in the finals. I said that too. I did. I said that. But now that I've watched these series, I'm rooting for Indiana. I hope they upset Oklahoma City in the finals. I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a bit tough one.
They have made a fan out of me, Indiana. First of all,
you just like watching them play?
It's the most underrated good team I've ever seen. Rick Carlisle is one of the top 2 or 3 head coaches in the NBA. And he may be one.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, outside of Pop in the last 15 years, 20.
Him and Spo, maybe.
Yeah,
Spo and
2
Kerr,
and 3. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
And then there's a long way to get to 4 and 5. Carlisle's this unassuming, skinny white guy, coaches in Indiana. He's real kind of soft-spoken, and no one thinks of him. You know, and Tyrese Halliburton has got to be the most underrated superstar in the league. And I think a lot of people, not you, not guys that watch every day, but most fans are drive-by fans. Yeah. And I'm one of them. You know, you watch your team.
For the most part,
you may catch a couple of other games during the season. You're aware of the standings, but you're not studying box scores like 10-year-old Taylor was doing back in the day. And so he's one of these guys, Halliburton, and he's got a weird name, Tyrese Halliburton, you know. It's not exactly a name that rolls off the tongue. He sounds like a lawyer.
And he looks goofy.
And he looks like the dude from the Humpty Dance.
He looks like Drake on Degrassi.
Sure. And he plays in Indiana, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, we mentioned Pascal Siakam at the beginning of the show.
Who is an NBA champion.
Do y'all know that Pascal Siakam has been to 3 All-Star games? He's a 2-time All-NBA player. He was a second-team All-NBA one year. He was a third-team All-NBA another year. Won a ring in Toronto with Kawhi Leonard. Do y'all know that? I mean, how many people can even name Pascal Siakam?
I knew the All-Star and the champion. I did not know he was All-NBA.
Twice.
I didn't know that.
Twice. And if I tell the average fan who considers himself to be a fan, all right, start running off the best guys in the league. How many guys are you going to reel off until you get to Pascal Siakam?
40.
And again, it's wrong.
For $1 million, most people couldn't pick him out of lineup.
What did he have last night? 30-something?
Yeah, he's a
Halliburton
problem.
had a fucking triple-double with no turnovers in the conference championship round.
It's crazy.
That team is good. They're not sneaking up. If they snuck up on you and they snuck up on me, it's because you didn't know. I was ignorant. That team's great.
Yeah, and I know I cross-contaminate my sports a lot, but what happened with Carlisle, it's funny, like, you can, because there what's popping up on the internet is a picture of Carlisle, Luka, and Brunson. and when they drafted both of them to Dallas, and,
Uh-huh.
and everybody like, look at what Dallas let go. This is what I'll say. It was time. It didn't mean that Carlisle couldn't coach. It was just time. And then he goes over here and he does it again. And I say I cross-contaminate because I feel like that's what needs to happen for the Steelers. I'm not saying Mike Tomlin can't coach anymore. Mike Tomlin could go to the Cardinals and do exactly what Rick Carlisle's doing with the Pacers. Go somewhere else and make them a really great organization as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like Carlisle, it wasn't like, oh, well, they made a mistake letting them go. No, it was time. Time was up. Players had stopped listening to him. They weren't making any more progress. Didn't mean he couldn't coach. It just mean, hey, it's time for a change of scenery. And I feel like when I was looking at Carlisle last night, I was like, damn, he's Mike Tomlin, a guy who's won a title, always puts out a good product, even if he's beefing with a certain player, always puts out a great product. But it was just time for him to go. And I think that's what's going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm like, damn, that's who Rick Carlisle is. He's Mike Tomlin. It's time for Mike to go. And I'm not saying that Mike can't coach.
Somewhere
Great
else.
coach. It's just time for him to go and do a Carlisle somewhere
A
else.
franchise that desperately needs the voice he kind of brings.
Yes.
Whereas up in Pittsburgh, they've kind of heard it here for 15 years. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, man. But anyway, I'm a Pacers fan, at least for the next 2 weeks. I don't know why.
They're fun to watch, man.
I don't know what it is, man. I just can't. I don't know if it's because they play close to the Spurs and I don't like Chet Holmgren because he's ugly.
You have a soft spot for those teams that are like people forget about because that's how we were.
Yeah, I suppose I do. But I cannot, like, I've become a fan of Indiana. I cannot give my heart to OKC, though. I just can't. I can't.
Why?
I don't know why. I'm not sure why.
To me, they're the same.
And it's a bunch of freaking former Spurs up there running it.
To me, they're the same team.
I don't know. I know. I get it. Guys that are
Bunch of young guys
yeah.
love playing with each other, play the game
Right.
fun. It's a fun brand of
Sure.
basketball.
How many people would recognize Jalen Williams if he walked in the door?
Nobody.
I mean, other than SGA,
He looks like one of the thousands of kids playing AAU every week.
Yeah, with the big goofy hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Jimbo is in here from El Paso.
What'd he
My
say?
man again. Siakam is a beast. New Mexico State's own. 39 points. Game 1, 30 points in game 3. High wire act with a motor that never stops. Never sulks when things are not going well. He's the ultimate teammate. Pascal Siakam. Maybe that's it. He just does his job every night.
Yeah.
We don't see his Rolls Royces on TV.
No.
You know, we don't hear about his baby issues with he doesn't. We don't if he's banging road
know.
lizards on Instagram. We don't
We'll
know.
never know.
He doesn't leave his Instagram turned on while he's banging a 22-year-old girl. Maybe that's why we don't know him, and that says something about us, doesn't it?
Right.
As a society, where are we at in society?
Yeah. 21 for life. Another cross-contamination. I don't want Chet to get a ring before Wemby. Chet is Big Ben. Wemby's Phillip Rivers. Chet went to a great situation.
Say that again. I need to soak that in.
Chet is Big Ben.
Okay.
Drafted to the perfect situation.
Okay.
Wemby is in Phillip Rivers' shoes. Phillip Rivers, people forget he went to some AFC championship games, just didn't have enough around him. I would say pound for pound, a better quarterback than Big Ben, but Big Ben had Mike Tomlin and Bill Cowher and Ryan Clark and James Harrison and Hines Ward and Jerome. You know what I mean? Like, I could go on and on.
Phillip Rivers would have 3 championships
Wemby,
in Pittsburgh.
Hey, here's Keldon Johnson. So I'm not saying Wemby's never going to win. I'm just saying where you go matters. Chet might win a ring this year. Does it mean he's better than Wemby? No. He's just Big Ben. He's Russell Wilson. Just got drafted to the Wemby's Andrew Luck. I don't want to disrespect Wemby like that and call him.
I was going to
Phillip
say,
Rivers.
Wemby right now is supposed to be the best guy on the team.
Yeah.
Chet's the 3rd best guy on his team.
And when they were at their heyday, when they were going to AFC title games and the Super Bowls, Big Ben wasn't the best. He was a game manager. He made some quality throws here and there.
He didn't
Chet had some
screw up.
good games here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wemby's Andrew Luck. Like, God damn. This is all I got. I'm going to retire early.
Ooh. I ain't trying to be the Indianapolis Colts or the San Diego Chargers.
Right.
I hope you're wrong, but so far, I mean, it's a good analogy at this point when where
That's
they
cross
are.
contamination. It makes no sense.
Highly unfortunate. Wemby's going to make more money than Davy Crockett,
Oh God.
He's going to get torn apart if he doesn't win, and I just hope that he can start winning very soon here in San Antonio.
Right.
Shamalama Ding Dong last night
What'd he
on
say?
post game. The Spurs are still interested in Kevin Durant. They want to bring in somebody that is going to take them over the top this summer, not wait. He wouldn't go as far as to say that they're interested that they're going to trade for Giannis, but KD's name once again just keeps coming up, involving us, and I don't love it, man. I don't love it.
Yeah.
It's a 1-year deal. He plays no defense, but I guess maybe he won't have to because you've got a great defense already.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you have a good defense already with Sohan on the perimeter and Steph Castle on the perimeter and Wemby leading the league in blocks. Maybe KD can be an offensive guy and you can play with 4 guys on defense. Maybe. KD's also, 36? And what do old people do, boys and girls? They get hurt.
Shamalama Ding Dong also said the Celtics will not be the same. Somebody's gone.
Well, they don't wait in Boston.
Somebody's going to be gone.
Yeah, they don't dick around in Boston. And
tax purposes.
And now Tatum's out for a long, long time. Yeah. They don't dick around up there. It wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah, Porzingis is gone. There's your breaking news.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass. All right, it is Jay Ribaldo. He is not a pain in the ass. You read these reports every day where in America there's a real fear of a housing crisis, like a 2008 housing plummet in the market fear all over the country. Homeowners are getting freaked out and not getting what they once thought, and then we got saturated the market, and there's too many buyers. So there's worry about a bust in residential housing in the country.
I can't go through another 08.
With the exception of some rare cities. San Antonio, Texas being one of the exceptions.
Wow.
I just don't, we are not going to succumb to 08. Not right now. No. Not here in San Antonio. We continue to lead the state. And by far, I hate to say it out loud because I don't want these damn Californians coming down here, but it's true. We are the best city, pound for pound, money-wise. It's the best business sense. If you're going to move to Texas, what city should I move to? If you're going to just look at straight money, cost of living, San Antonio, man, Bexar County. And that's where Jay Ribaldo comes in. Jay Ribaldo is absolutely the primo guy in our town when it comes to real estate agent, and he just happens to be the official real estate agent of In the Building. If you need help in form of a real estate man, whether you're looking to put a house on the market or you want to buy, it is Jay Ribaldo with the Ribaldo Realty Group, 210-887-1081. You can email Jay at jribaldo@kw.com. All of his listings are on his website. It's a gorgeous website, ribaldo.com, ribaldo.com. All right. So, but it is going to be Pacers and Thunder.
Yeah.
I don't think Minnesota's coming back.
No.
I know you have your opinions on Anthony Edwards.
It's just his turn.
Go up and down. Who, SGA?
No, I mean,
whose turn?
What Anthony Edwards has to realize is we've built him up, so now we can do this. This is a part of it. Mike went through it.
Kobe. Getting criticized?
No, yeah, this is a part of it, dog.
He's just a kid.
And it depends on, it's going to tell me a lot about who he is now that he's seen the dark side of this shit, because he's getting destroyed, and rightfully so. This comes with it. When we start saying that you could possibly be the best player in the league, then we over criticize you like the best player in the league. LeBron had to go to Miami. Mike had to go and get Scottie. Kobe had to figure out how to win without Shaq. Went through some cold, dark years. People called him selfish piece of shit, and he never should have let Shaq, never should have got Shaq traded. He got Phil Jackson fired. This is Jason Tatum gone through it until he won last year. So, Anthony, it's just your turn, man. Sometimes it ain't karma, it ain't that. It's just your turn to go through the storm, bro. I want to figure out who he, because again, this series is over. So I want to see who he comes back as next year, and if he forces Minnesota to get him some real help. It's just your turn, Anthony. Deal with it.
Big Al.
Don't cry about it.
$2 for Big Al. Would you rather draft Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey? I think
I'd rather have Ace, but it seems like
Rudy's an Ace man.
Everybody that I listen to about the Spurs says it's gonna be Harper, so I'm rolling with it.
Yeah, Dylan Harper. I mean, every single basketball.
You've been on Dylan there before. This was like a well-known fact.
I like him. He's a good kid, good player. I like him. He's a good player, man. I think he'll be a really good player. I don't think you can go wrong.
Either way.
Cooper flag obviously goes to Dallas, but I mean, and every basketball model in the world says they're taking Dylan Harper
Yeah.
if they don't trade the two.
I think it's more of a question of Dylan Harper versus Edgecombe, and I still think it's Harper.
Who's Edgecombe?
VJ Edgecombe. Did he go to Clemson?
Baylor kid.
Baylor.
Yeah.
Baylor, got you.
Yeah. But he's apparently just another version of Stephon Castle. So.
All right, that's it. We're done. Meet me Friday. Well, obviously, we have a couple of shows to do. Meet me Friday at Texas Cheer Liquor from 2 to 4. But if you can't wait to get your drink on, quick mention for our boys at Slackers. Slackers, the official sports bar up in the building. 5 locations. I was in there a couple nights ago.
Really?
Had a couple of beers with the captain. I should have posted. That's my fault.
It's all good.
I got caught up in it. It's it's become now where I go to Slackers so often.
You forget that they're your sponsor.
Forget that they are a sponsor because I just like going there.
Yeah, no, it's a cool hangout.
Shout out to Slackers and all of our partners and everybody that watches, everybody that listens. You can listen on the Believe channel, on the Believe Network, on Spotify and Apple. Are we up on Apple? Somebody say we're not up on Apple. We're on Apple. Thanks everybody for being a part of this one. Anthem TV, Pub Sports Radio. Back mañana. It's Thursday tomorrow, 10 a.m. for those that want to watch it live. Love you hard. My stars are going down the drain, but we're staying happy. Love you hard. See you boys in here again mañana.